they're fun to watch. What's his name? Penix,
Michael Penix,
the quarterback. He's a quality athlete, and
Mm-hmm.
and they've got a good defense, so they can do a lot of things. So,
But you've always got Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State in your way, do you not, in that Big Ten East?
Oh, yeah.
They are similar to U of L, where they start off early schedule is fairly brutal. They started off against Iowa, who could possibly win the West. Yeah, I mean, they should be one of the favorites to win the West, along with Wisconsin. They play at Iowa, too, for the opener. Hopefully, the second week for Iowa, not to say they're going to overlook Indiana, but they do have Iowa State, who is actually higher ranked than either one of Iowa and Indiana. So maybe they'll look ahead a little bit, hopefully, is what I'm hoping. I'm going to say IU squeaks out that one, and I know that could be dubious. That's fine. Then they play Idaho. They should beat Idaho.
Is that Iowa misspelled, or did you really say Idaho?
Idaho's week 2. They play Idaho.
Okay.
They play the Idaho, I believe, Vandals. They play the Vandals.
The Vandals.
Yeah.
Look them up.
Week 3, I don't see them winning, even though it's at home. They play University of Cincinnati. They're ranked 8th.
Yeah.
They were a very good team last year. I don't think they should have made the playoffs last year, but you should at least talked about them to be in the competition, to be in the Final Four teams last year. I know I'm not going to say maybe it was more than a sentence, but still, like,
missed it by that much. Yep.
Yeah,
close.
Then they play WKU. I think they should beat Western Kentucky, even though it is at Western. Another road game, Penn State. How they beat Penn State last year? Penn State kind of screwed themselves on that game. I mean, as great as that win was for IU, Penn State should have won that game. They're going to be motivated. Franklin's on the hot seat, so I think he's going to be extra motivated for that game too. That's an L. This is the second year for Mel Tucker, so I'm going to still give them a win over Michigan State. Then coming back to Memorial is Ohio State. Even though it's going to be a new starting quarterback, Justin Fields is there. I don't think it matters with Day. I think Ohio State will win that game. Then they have 2 away games, Maryland, Michigan. Maryland has a lot of talent, but the weird thing is they have all this talent and they've never put it together. I'm going to keep it going that way where Indiana beats Maryland. Harbaugh, I don't know what's going on with Harbaugh. I don't know. So I'm going to give them 2 years in a row beating Michigan.
Wow.
I know I'm
all
being
right.
boisterous on that. Rutgers is second year Shiano. Shiano's a great coach, but still I think he's still early enough in the development that Indiana ekes out a win, even though I think Rutgers is still going to be on the rise. So they beat them. Minnesota, I'm giving the W over them, but again, I know Lugs probably debated. I can see how that could be an L. But at Purdue, I think they're going to beat Purdue. Purdue's kind of, I think, a mess. I think Braum, this is his last year there.
Whoa.
So I have IU going 9-3, and I will admit I'm biased.
9-3.
But at least to be fair, on those L's, I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to back off those L's. I don't see them beating Cincinnati. I don't see them beating Penn State at Penn State, and I don't see them beating Ohio State. So
when's the last time IU went 9-3? 1918.
It was a while.
Long time ago.
But again, like the other 2 teams, the big question is for them to get to that 9-3. Michael Penix has got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
If he gets injured, there's a chance they go 6-6. So they added Stephen Carr, who was a 5-star running back who transferred from USC. So they had that to Tim Baldwin, who's a more speedy back. They lost Samson James. He actually transferred to Purdue, so that'll be a little flavor at the end of the year. They have 2 very talented players, more than 2, but 2 guys, I guess, to kind of note on their defense. Micah McFadden, who I believe was 3rd-team All-American last year. He's just a speedy linebacker with range. So, like, they have that. And the big guy they're getting back from last year, as good as last year was, they didn't have Marcelino McCray-Ball, who is a safety / linebacker. He tore his ACL last year, so he didn't play. And this will be his 6th year. So he's not only a good player on the field, but he'll definitely give them extra kind of a fire and leadership. So I think that's the reason why I feel they're going to be tough.
Wow. Lugs, any thoughts on the Hoosiers going 9-3?
Well, again, I'd say I got to take a piece of that action, man. I hope so, because they've been maligned for a long time, and they've had some players, they've had moments, but I'd like to see them show up. I mean, it would warm the cockles of my heart if they just beat up on Ohio State.
Can you say
just
that on the radio?
Somehow,
yeah, go ahead.
Cockles?
Yeah, okay.
Or heart?
Yeah, heart. Yeah. Your signal broke up.
But,
okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
That's my hot take.
Thanks, Locke. Listen, do you want to do a little sports of yesteryear?
Sure.
Here it comes. He's on Funk and Wangle's front porch, picking his nose or picking his banjo. I don't know what he's doing, but here's Lugs with Sports of Yesteryear.
Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. All right, in 1912, New York City hosted a ticker tape parade for Jim Thorpe and the victorious U.S. Olympians. Thorpe would be later stripped of his medals because of the accusations of being a professional. 1919, Cleveland pitcher Ray Caldwell, the unluckiest man in MLB. He's flattened by a bolt of lightning, but he doesn't die. Doesn't really play that well after that either, but there you are. 1929, U.S. National Championship women's team, Forest Hills, New York. Helen Wills Moody beats England's Phoebe Holcroft in her straight and 6th overall U.S. singles title. 1972, Gordie Howe and Jean Bellevue inducted into the Ice Hockey Hall of Fame. Not sure about Bellevue or whatever, Was he Canadian? I'm not sure.
There's a good chance he's French, at least, right? Bellevue.
I'll give him that.
We're going to look that one up.
He looks like a guy that would eat a little pate. 1983, Cincinnati Reds Pete Rose ends consecutive game streak at 745. And then 1989, he's tossed from baseball.
He's having some pate himself, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having a pate. And finally, 2006, after signing a one-day contract with the San Francisco 49ers, Jerry Rice officially hangs up the cleats. But he is a Hall of Famer and will always be remembered. That's it for sports of yesterday.
Well, thank you, Lugs. Partake, party. Pardee, wasn't he a coach? He was a coach, was a football coach, Bears, Redskins. Pardee. Jack Pardee. All right, yeah, thanks for that report. Anything else today? It's 38 minutes past the hour here in the broadcast center.
This is week 0 for college football. If you want to get down to it, you got games coming up.
Yeah,
nothing major, but at least we got a little bit. If you can find them on some sort of streaming service or wherever they're going to be.
That's right. Lugs is already talking to his bookie right now.
Oh, I'm getting a piece of that action, Jack.
Yeah.
9-3. Oh my God.
What do you have? North Dakota State playing like Weber State is that a preseason favorite or something? You getting a little action on that?
Yeah, Fresno. Fresno.
That's right. Devontae Adams' alma mater. So
yeah,
there you go.
Good stuff.
Well, actually just real quick. So what is with like gambling becoming legal in a lot of states now, like how much has that killed actual bookies? Are these bookies become legitimized, or has that actually pushed out some bookies? Do y'all think?
It's an honorary profession now, isn't it? I don't see why you couldn't get a degree. Can you get
it? Burden, but who knows?
You can get a degree at DeVry.
Yeah, DeVry.
To be see if this person doesn't pay. Like if this person is behind on 2 weeks, you break their thumb. and then you break their hand, and then you break their arm, and then you break their back.
Yeah.
That's the degrees at which it goes.
1-800-DeVry. Get your diploma today.
Degrees of pain.
That's right.
Yeah.
DeVry is where you get your degree for pain.
It's not a written test. It's not an oral test. It's a physical test. It's like you take a car door and you slam it on the thumb. That's how you do it. That's the best way to do it.
Is that the practical exam right there?
Yeah, that way if someone ever comes around, it's like, hey, did you break this guy's thumb? It's like, no, he accidentally put it in a car door. Is that right, Ricky? And Ricky's like, yeah, that's what happened to me. I broke my thumb. That's it. That's all I got.
You've wasted another 20 minutes on sports and other stuff. Actually, 41 minutes, but we don't know how to do math. We went to state schools. Hey, this has been brought to you in part by Rudy's Furniture Mart. After years of selling quality furniture, everything's got to go to the bare walls. Stop in there and ask for our guy. He's there probably tonight.
Fish. He's sitting in the rocker because he had himself a little boating accident. Went for a big cast and caught himself in his own behind with one of those topwater baits. But he's got deals, so come on down.
That's Rudy's Furniture Mart, where everything must go. You've been listening to Sports and Other Stuff. First in sound, first in service, first in sports. Until next week, we'll say so long for just a while. Bye-bye.